Hey everybody, you have found What to Play Next, where we bring you everything that is awesome in gaming, like this. This glorious beast. You get to play. It took the Proto-Slavic setting of like The Witcher and so on that was so it was almost overpopular, and they added an Eastern Bloc bent. So the Eastern Bloc also does the folklore and the mythology and everything like that, but it's really noir because they don't have all the flash, and trade lines are more dependent on gossip and a little bit less on, like big fat cats and big name deals. So there's a lot more magic in it. So this is the Thaumaturge. I know that I'm pronouncing it wrong. I can't say this word to save my life. We actually got in on the game early. It's amazing. So far we have gone into a village in, I want to say, Bulgaria, in the Eastern Bloc region, and we met up with Rasputin, who's helping us. The guy behind us is one. You can get spirit tutors, and they're really just like really twisted, dead spirits of people who use the manipulative magics before us. So it's a really neat concept that they carried out incredibly well. It's like Baldur's Gate meets the Sinking City, because it has this great world that you get to love and play in, etc. Float there. So after each funeral, the entire village is invited to a kaliki, a sumptuous feast, to toast the deceased. So there's a lot more celebration and a lot more interactions with neighbors, etc. Really incredible graphics. Like I said, it does dive into that whole third-person view that you saw it probably all over the internet with Baldur's Gate, etc. So we're going to find the person with the wild cellular is seeking. We did get back in touch with our old mentor, and then we're looking for Vasili's burnt homestead. The map here is kind of clutch, because you're looking for clues. So it's got that whole murder mystery look and feel if you've never played anything Slavic. There's something going on, it looks like here. You can kind of get into that choice-based, looking around. Weird. So it seems to want me to go here. I don't know if I can click on this. It looks like that's also there. And then you can use your perception always to look around you for clues. So you have this sixth sense that you're constantly honing. Does this take me somewhere else, or is that just... I think the mist actually would stop you in some of these areas, but they're just genuinely dangerous. Not necessarily because monsters or magic is real in the Eastern Bloc. More because that's, just off the beaten path is a better chance for crime. It's a real thing. When you run into that sort of cultural phenomenon that there's less trade and more talk. Elder Vasili's grave. Elder Vasili died only a year ago, and his tombstone has clearly already been damaged. Stone strikes against stone, heavy, guided by a hateful hand. The blow carries anger, despair, chaos. The tombstone cracks and crumbles, but it's not enough. Death isn't enough. Vandalizing a grave isn't enough. Nothing will ever be enough. Wow. So somebody really, it became part of their life to hate this guy. Looking for his burned homestead. Might be back in the village. We have a couple areas on the map that we can explore right now. And then we also do, so this is a story building. And this is all the stuff that we found there. Here's our character. We're traveling right now with Rasputin. If you've never heard of him, Rasputin was an extraordinarily influential priest during the fall of the Holy Russian Empire. They converted to what's hypothetically a more secular, it's not really, but hypothetically a more secular, where they didn't have a holy head of state, they have government. So, and this lists all the creatures and so on. So that's Bukovac that's behind us, and they're going to give us skills in combat if we can get a hold of it. So we're obviously looking to get control of that. Like I said, you're playing someone who has some seriously questionable moral fiber going on. Alright, head back. That's a nice thing. It's got a great hint. It's not exactly a hint system, it's like seeking. So we'll hop a ride back to the village. Unless there's another area. Oh, Burned Homestead, here we go. Go check out Sins of the Past. It said when entering a cursed land, one must turn right 3 times, spit behind the left shoulder, and make the sign of the cross. They said a lot of what they did is ritualize so that people didn't have too much free time on their hands and they could hold together better as a community. That's persisted. I don't know if it's because the Eastern Bloc is just more off the beaten path, there are less ports and so on, or exactly why that is. Alright, so let's check out what's going on with this guy. Obviously he was murdered, so it's a real problem. Problem 1. Inadvertent death. Or advertent, yes. What do you expect to find in this place? Fire was almost a year ago. Time doesn't much matter here. I'm looking for clues and personal traces that will lead me to whoever it is that created the flaw that lured the salutor here. So there was a salutor that came through here, and they play on people's flaws. I see. It would be helpful to you, but I don't really understand what you're telling me. Tell them about flaws of salutors. Flaws are deeply hidden marks left in human souls. Form under the influence of tragic events. Does that have to do with salutors? Is that Latin? From the word newcomer, people have always taken salutors to be spirits, demons, or imps. Okay. From the fairy tales of wise women or other old folks tell the locals. Those shape how humans perceive the salutor. That's what I mean about gossip. Like, they're really using it to shape their communities, which is interesting. You don't see it as much in the city overtly, because it's this hive of people doing that literally constantly, where any one person can't take, for instance, a flaw and really just influence things. But when you get out to a more lateral movement, like a flatter humanscape, a more flatter urban setting, then you run into that a whole lot more, where men will be more in control, etc. Say what flaw I'm concealing. Oh, I don't think I'm going to reveal my flaw. It doesn't matter. The important thing is now I can catch my next salutor. So I used it to catch my first one, which makes me more powerful than them. It also kind of makes me, like I said, questionable morally. So now I can go and I can find other people's flaws and what salutors are leading them. So that perception gives, the people control, but you are open to this sort of mystic, where they're gonna follow noises and smells, and things that seem out of place rather than trying to conform to society. They're gonna see objects that are left behind if everyone's talking about a murder, because people will be trying not to see them. So there's a whole lot of a counter motion. Some people view that as cleaning. Some people view that as just genuinely evil. It really depends on whether they have a counterbalance, because overpopulation causes a lot of strain on people emotionally. We're going to get in there, we're going to try and get more than one salutor. Although you might have one you tried once. Proud answer. So, I can feed my flaws and get more powerful. It's like bluffing, but you're kind of playing for keeps here. Failure of others doesn't mean people are right. It means a mistake was made somewhere. Isn't that the sort of thinking that causes problems that led you to me? I went to him to get healed. The other way to look at that is I went to him to get fixed. So if I was in some way blocked, that's different than being damaged. Why come here with me? Never gotten to know Thaumaturge so closely. I'd like to learn as much as possible about your abilities. Need to look around this place a little more. I won't stop you. Alright, so we're going to search Basile's Burnt Homestead. It looks like there's something right here. Thresholds are really powerful things to people who still have like tents and so on as part of their ancestry. Some people kept them with that with them forever. Obviously, the US of A is a migrant country where we left behind some things. Destroyed door frame. By some miracle it survived the fire. Ooh, I can't use a word on it. Fear has embedded itself deep in the fabric of the doorframe. Fear of the flames, and trepidation about losing a loved one. One of the trace. That's terrible, okay. We can find it though. That's good. Something over here. Horrible death. Dried blood stains soaked deep into the burned boards of the house. Blood sounds like suffering. It flowed quickly. The wound inflicted with the scissors wasn't large, but it was accurate. Life left the body, heart went into a spasm, and the mind recognized the end. It lasted for some time, and the flames came. Pain resounded anew. But he got burnt alive after he was stabbed. He must have bled out and become, like, really weak. That's a horrible ending. Wow. So I'm missing word 1. Just awful. Really kind of have to look around a little bit. Great graphics to do it. Ever since Diablo 1, I've been addicted to, even if I have to grind for it, I've been addicted to graphics. But look at me go. Look at how good this chick is. So you have a charred rag doll. The doll is caked with a hard crust of fear. Its layers are like the varnish on an age-old painting. A child's fear, a girl's terror, a young woman's dread. They form a cocoon smelling a turpentine that constricts his throat and forces tears from him. Okay, so we know the trace on this one, so that's do a little more looking around. That's it. It might start leading me back to the wagon and back to the village. We can look into this guy's death. We are kind of on a mission here, so it is going to lead us around the different cities. It's not a cityscape, I guess countryscapes. What is this? Well, we're going to have a moment here. This house was always full of fear, and its owner was still alive when the house caught fire. This has voice acting. I'll have to go check my settings to see if that's turned off. Someone wanted to kill him, the fire only kept up the time. That murder gave birth to a law that you attached to. Find you when you track down the murderer. Okay, so that's how we catch the law, exactly. So when's this doll? Maybe I should go back to her. Let me see if I can't get her potions. She ought to know more about what happened here. She's gonna be in the main village. That was a major. Same trace can be felt on the rag doll. The item dropped by one. You know, only have 2 things if it's not a bad conclusion. Vesta smells of fear. Her nerves are badly strained. Her heart is trembling, her fingers are stiff from anxiety, her mind wanders, lost in the wilderness of fear. May be able to find her home and discover what's behind her jittery condition. I hope you've got what you want now, Thaumaturge, because it's time to get out of here. We're gonna get hit. Let's hurry, Father. We're the SARS men. How about a donation for the SARS army? There are no Russian outposts here. I think this guy with a nice boot, too, the guy who thrashed our comrades. I'll say yes and I can do it again. I knew this ain't all of you. This is a fight. I mean, let's be real here. Great fighting interface. Looks better than you did the other day. I might actually be able to scare them off. Not counting the priest, he's still alone. Not anymore, I'm not. Did this autosave before every fight, which is kind of awesome. It's got great music for them. I don't know, Tetris kind of got me addicted to that. So it puts little cards up behind their heads and they're able to use it in a fight. And then your cellular helps you out. The other Pokemon it helps to have the far along the top to get into that. like a balanced view on how we're using the fight. He has a great, those are all cavalry swords. The saber fighting is all on the wrist, which is interesting for people who are more addicted to fencing. It's our culture to kind of be very straightforward with our attacks. But the saber, you're basically creating a defensive shield. And because you're on a horse, you need to carry a shield, you can have to make it up to the top. So when you use it, you're creating a shield around the front of you. A lot of people try to use Japanese swords that way, or using swords in general. It's not quite the same thing. Being very straight. Oh, what? No, I'm so close! Game over. Okay, well I die in every video, so we got what we needed, and we just need to go back through and win the fight, which is just chance after chance. We're gonna grind that out. We love you guys. We love that you're along for the ride. Link in the description below if you ever want to play along with us. Whenever we find a great game, we link it for you guys. Also down there is coffee, KOFI. They'll put your logo on merchandise for like nothing bucks. Excuse me. Also down there is Gamer Grind. You could buy Gamer Coffee. They'll put your logo on merch. You could support us by getting our logo. KOFI, buy this chick a coffee, $1 make me smile. Or Patreon, where you can support us monthly. But hitting subscribe is totally free. So smash the subscribe button, hit the bell. It'll pop you up a little thumbnail, let you know what we're doing for the day. And if you want to pop over and just, say hi or, hit like, definitely hit like. And maybe find a new awesome game. We love going out and just plundering the world of gaming. So, like 5 or 6 days out of 7, we do a new game, and then we do series as well for stuff that's really interesting like this. So, smash subscribe, hit the bell, hit like. We love you guys. We love that you're always along for the ride, and we'll see you next video.